What's up, everyone? It's your boy, Indie Coach, George Calioris, Anabolic State of Mind, Calioris Strength, Dynamic Effort, Speed Squats. So 205, straight weight, working on actual speed, so explosive strength, speed strength, however you want to call it. It's a little bit different each way, but I do these in a wave. I start at 205 on my first cycle, I go to 225 my second cycle, and I go to 265 on my third cycle, then I go back to 205. Because as you get heavier, you get slower. The purpose of a dynamic effort is to go faster. So if you're not going faster, then you're going slower. The weight isn't so important as the speed of the bar. If you'd move the same at 185 that you do at 205, it'd behoove of you to do the 185 and cause less stress on your nervous system so you can perform better later that week. The next day, I was practicing some of these handstand push-ups that I'm not very good at. I got 3 pads under there. And then my third set that I did of these was actually a lot better than what you see here. And it always happens like that. When I turn the camera off, things always get better. But trying to get the kip, so keeping the butt on the wall, bend the knees and the hips, and then kick up towards the wall. But I keep pushing myself off the wall for some reason. Whatever. On to the log press. 174 for 5 sets of 5. And boy, was this a grind. It was not feeling good on this day, but I got the damn work in, and that's all that really matters to me. This log, I don't know if it's the log that's so unbalanced or if it's just myself that's so unbalanced, but I'm all over the fucking place. This was my second set. Not much more. Trying to keep the elbows up so I can actually push the log. Trying to get the legs involved, but my legs were a little tired. I was just tired on this day. And again, hit up some dumbbell pressing afterwards, only 65 pounds. I did it for 4 sets of 12 on my left arm only because my left arm is always struggling. My right arm just kind of does whatever it wants to do. I used this dumbbell and then I used one of those hex dumbbells that you see in the corner. I used one of those after with the fat grip, and it was fucking blowing my grip up. Even with the press, like the pressing was blowing my grip up because I was squeezing it so hard to not drop it or anything and to keep it stable so my elbows don't hurt, that it ended up blowing up my hands and my forearm pretty bad. It was really good though, because I need stuff like that. I need my hands and my grip to get stronger. Not doing a ton of like tire flips and bottom carries. That's the regular carry type of stuff. And then I finished up with a couple of these medleys. So about 60 feet down and back, started with the keg. Keg weighs maybe 130 pounds, I don't really know. Working on speed here, conditioning. Then I grabbed the 100 pound, 95 pound stone. Just carried that. Everybody's just hanging around and then we're doing more. That really started to suck because of where it was pushing on my stomach. It made me want to like eat myself and throw up. And then with the keg, the pony keg is only about 50 pounds, so you sprint that one out. Did a whole bunch of other work after this too. A couple rounds of 20 butterfly pull-ups and GHD sit-ups and 20 GHD sit-ups and a 200-meter run. And then on the third day, the deadlift, my favorite. Feeling not weak, but really, it felt really heavy on this day. It was 375, no belt, but straps, 3 sets of 8. And like I said, it felt, I don't know, it was weird. It was almost like I was just dehydrated and that I couldn't really, I don't know, everything was going fine. It just felt weird. It just felt different. So I said, fuck it. I'm just going to do the 3 sets of 8 instead of a heavy day. So this is about 73% of my 1 rep max, showing the quads off a little bit. That actually makes it much worse because then the bar rubs on your thighs and pulls your hairs out of your legs. And then you get bald spots on your thighs. So even though the weight was a little heavy, I was still able to do the reps very well. So, that's, I guess, all I really care about. Build some hypertrophy. My hamstrings and my mid back were a little sore from this, but it's all good. This is the third set right here. Hitting it from all different angles so you can see what I'm all about. Getting the hips down low, bringing the chest up, pushing the floor right there to the knees, then I pull it into my lat, keeping the armpits tight. You can watch my lats actually flex as I pick the weight up. My lats get really tight and prevent the bar from traveling forward. And mind you too, this is a pretty quiet area. I was the only one working out, and the boss was doing work, so I didn't want to have the music up or anything, and I just wanted to get the damn work in. I wasn't there to do 100 reps. I wanted to just do these ones well. And then I hit up some sumo, 315 for 3 sets of 10. Trying to find my groove in sumo again because it's been so long. I couldn't really figure it out. I don't want to just use my quads in the sumo because that kind of defeats the purpose of doing it, for me at least. If you're a competitor sumo deadlifter, then go ahead and use your quads a ton. But for me, I was trying to use a lot more hips. So outside of my foot, screwing my knees out, opening up my taint, in other words, as Ed Cohen says. And then I was just banging out some reps. I wasn't trying to do just dead stops or bounce reps or anything like that. Just trying to get some movement in, trying to get the hips activated, upper back activated, all that good stuff. Then finished up with I don't know, 6 of these kettlebell deadlifts. These are contralateral, so opposite side of the body. So you can see my right hand and left foot are working here. 10 reps on each leg. I really like these. It really works your hips hard. It works your hamstrings and your back because you're trying not to rotate, trying to stay squared off. It lets you focus on a couple things if you have some imbalances like I do, which you'll see in just a second here. On that right leg is not that good. But I managed to get the work done. And the heavier the kettlebell is, oftentimes the easier it is because it offsets your center of balance too. So these are 70 pounds that I'm using. And then here we got the 80-pound kettlebells for a couple sets of 10 of the double kettlebell single leg deadlifts. And I like these two. They both have their merit and they both work very well. One's not necessarily better than the other. Obviously with this one you can use more weight. And it still blasts your hips and hamstrings and back. Try and work on pushing the floor away still and not just activating the glute and hamstring and picking it up. You can do a variation of that, obviously, like a stiff leg deadlift. But for me, I work on the movement of the deadlift itself. So push the floor away and then pull everything back into my lap. Trying to really work my right glute because it never really wants to work right. But then I did 2 minutes of max effort row for 2 rounds with about a minute to 2 minute break in between. I can't remember. Got 605 meters on the first one and then 528 meters or 27 meters on the second one. And that is it. I hope you had a good weekend. Take care. Comb your hair.